He grabbed her throat, thinking she was defenseless. What he didn't know, this janitor was a decorated war veteran who'd killed Taliban fighters with her bare hands. Watch his face transform from arrogance to pure terror when she reveals her military ID and 3 bronze stars. This billionaire just made the worst mistake of his life. If you're part of the Black Visionaries family, hit that like button right now and subscribe, because what happens next will leave you speechless. Blood would stain the concrete tonight. Maya Rodriguez didn't know it yet as she wheeled her cart through Sterling Corporate Tower's underground garage, but 15 years of military training had already begun whispering warnings in her subconscious. The fluorescent lights cast eerie shadows between million-dollar vehicles. Maya moved like a ghost in her bright yellow uniform, ironic, considering how invisible janitors were to the corporate elite above. But invisibility was Maya's superpower, honed during 3 brutal tours in Afghanistan, where being seen meant death. Her scarred hands, hidden beneath latex gloves, gripped the cart handle with deceptive gentleness. Those same hands had once defused a Taliban bomb with 30 seconds on the timer. Tonight, they would defuse something far more dangerous, a man's ego. The elevator dinged. Maya's trained ears immediately cataloged the approaching threat. 4 sets of footsteps, 1 dominant voice, expensive leather shoes striking concrete with the entitled rhythm of someone who'd never faced real consequences. Richard Sterling emerged first, his phone pressed against his ear like a weapon. Behind him, 2 bodyguards flanked a nervous assistant. Maya had memorized their patrol patterns weeks ago, old habits from reconnaissance missions that had kept her squad alive. Senator Morrison can take his ethics investigation and shove it. Sterling's voice echoed through the garage, bouncing off concrete pillars like ricocheting bullets. Maya continued cleaning, each movement calculated. In Afghanistan, patience had been survival. Here, it was about to become revenge. Sterling's billion-dollar empire was cracking. Maya knew this, not from gossip, but from late-night document shredding sessions she'd witnessed, coded conversations she'd overheard, and suspicious financial records left carelessly on executive desks. The board doesn't understand vision. Sterling barked into his phone, pacing between luxury cars like a caged predator. My grandfather built this company from nothing. I won't let some bureaucrats crash. Sterling's Italian leather shoe connected with Maya's bucket, sending dirty water cascading across the pristine garage floor. His phone skittered under a Mercedes, its screen shattering against concrete. The silence that followed was pregnant with danger. You incompetent! Sterling's face transformed from corporate executive to something primal, violent. His bodyguards tensed, recognizing their boss's most dangerous mood. Maya straightened slowly, her movements fluid despite appearing submissive. My apologies, Mr. Sterling. Accidents happen. Sterling's eyes narrowed to slits. He'd built his fortune on intimidation, on crushing anyone who dared suggest he wasn't infallible. This minimum wage nobody had just humiliated him at the end of the worst day of his life. Accidents? Sterling stepped closer, his voice dropping to a menacing whisper. The only accident here is your existence. Maya's pulse remained steady at 60 beats per minute, combat-trained calm that had once helped her walk through a minefield without triggering an explosion. She was about to defuse a human bomb instead. Do you know who I am? Sterling's voice cracked like a whip. I own this building. I own this city. People like you are parasites feeding off my success. His bodyguards shifted uncomfortably. Jake had seen Sterling destroy careers with phone calls, but this felt different, more personal, more violent. Maya remained motionless, her hands positioned behind her back in what appeared to be respectful submission. In reality, it was combat position alpha, ready to neutralize threats within 0.3 seconds. I could have you deported. Sterling continued his tirade, spittle flying. I could ruin your family. I could make sure you never work again. Each threat was a tactical error. In Afghanistan, Maya had learned that enemies revealed their weaknesses through anger. Sterling was broadcasting his. He believed power came from money and fear. He was about to learn how wrong he was. Look at me when I'm destroying you. Sterling's manicured fingers, soft from a lifetime of luxury, wrapped around Maya's throat like a python striking prey. His grip was surprisingly strong for someone who'd never done physical labor. It was also the biggest mistake of his life. The moment Sterling's hands made contact, Maya's military call sign echoed in her mind: Ghost. She'd earned it by appearing where enemies least expected and disappearing before they could react. Tonight, Richard Sterling III would discover why Taliban fighters had feared that name. Time dilated. Maya's left hand moved with surgical precision, striking Sterling's radial nerve with exactly 12 pounds of pressure, enough to cause excruciating pain without permanent damage. His grip released involuntarily as his nervous system short-circuited. Before Sterling could process what happened, Maya's right palm connected with his diaphragm using a technique called the whisper, a non-lethal strike that incapacitated without leaving evidence. Sterling doubled over, gasping like a fish on dry land. "Gentlemen," Maya addressed the bodyguards without breaking eye contact with their employer, "your boss just committed felony assault on a decorated combat veteran. I suggest you reconsider your next move." Jake and Marcus froze. The woman before them had transformed completely. Her posture radiated lethal competence. Her voice carried command authority they'd only heard from drill sergeants. Sterling wheezed upright, his face pale with shock and rage. "Who? What are you?" Maya reached into her pocket with deliberate slowness, producing a leather wallet that had traveled through 3 war zones. She flipped it open, revealing military credentials that made Sterling's blood turn to ice water. Staff Sergeant Maya Rodriguez, 92nd Engineer Battalion. 3 tours in Afghanistan. Expert marksman, hand-to-hand combat instructor, and recipient of 2 Bronze Stars for actions against enemy forces. Sterling's empire began crumbling in real time as the implications crashed over him like an avalanche. "More importantly," Maya continued, "I'm also a paralegal student who's been documenting your illegal activities for 8 months. Every bribe, every threat, every OSHA violation, all carefully recorded and already submitted to federal investigators." Sterling's world imploded with mathematical precision. "The security cameras captured everything," Maya explained calmly, gesturing toward the mounted surveillance equipment. "Your death threats, your assault on a veteran, your confession about bribing Senator Morrison, it's all digital evidence now." She produced her phone, scrolling through contacts with the casual efficiency of someone defusing a bomb. "My first call goes to Detective Sarah Chen, who's been building a racketeering case against Sterling Industries. My second goes to Channel 7 News. They love stories about billionaires attacking veterans." Sterling tried to speak, but Maya continued her systematic destruction of his life. "My third call connects to Veterans Affairs Legal Department. They take assault cases against former service members very seriously, especially when the attacker has government contracts worth hundreds of millions." Sirens wailed in the distance. Maya had triggered a silent alarm during the confrontation, another skill from her military training. "But here's the beautiful irony," Maya said as police cars flooded the garage with red and blue light. "You call me a parasite, but you're the one who's been feeding off government contracts while cheating on taxes, violating labor laws, and bribing officials." Detective Chin emerged from the lead vehicle, handcuffs already prepared. Sterling made one last desperate attempt. "I can pay you millions. Name your price." Maya's smile was colder than Afghan winters. "You still don't understand. I didn't serve 3 tours in hell to come home and be bought by cowards like you." As Sterling was read his rights, his bodyguards melted away like shadows at dawn. His assistant was already on her phone, probably updating her LinkedIn profile. "The Taliban couldn't break me," Maya said as Sterling was loaded into the police car. "What made you think a trust fund bully could?" The garage fell silent except for Maya's cartwheel squeaking across concrete. She had floors to finish cleaning and a law exam tomorrow morning. After all, justice required preparation, and Maya Rodriguez had always been a perfectionist. From the parking garage to the courtroom, this veteran showed that respect isn't about money, it's earned through character. Black Visionaries, if you're ready for more stories where the underdog wins, subscribe now and let's build this family together.